morning, everyone. So March the 8th is an exciting day because it marks our return back to school, as well as International Women's Day. Now, the first IWD gathering was back in 1911 with more than 1 million people joining. And it's a day that we celebrate the achievements of women, whether this be cultural, social, political, economic. And we're very lucky, again at Moreton, that we've had many students who have decided to talk to us about a woman who inspires them, or a woman whose qualities they view as something really exceptional for themselves. So I hope you do enjoy all of our videos. We've also got some teachers appearing and some OMs, and we're very excited to share this with you. Have a wonderful International Women's Day and a great week.
Hi, I've been asked to talk about an inspirational woman for International Women's Day, and it might surprise you to learn that I found this quite hard. However, not perhaps for the reasons that you might be thinking. If I think back to my own life and indeed my career in teaching, most of the people, in fact, all but one of the people who I've admired the most, who I've looked up to the most, and who have taught me the most have all been women. I've worked for 3 fantastic female heads in 3 different schools. The first ever head of department that I had when I first started out in teaching, she was a woman, and she taught me how to teach. She was an incredible leader. However, those people that I've learned a lot from, I think there's a really important difference there between people that we've learned a lot from, people who we look up to, and people who inspire us. I think that it's quite a different sort of thing. I think the bar for inspirational really should be rather higher. And I think to be truly inspirational, we need to look to somebody who, certainly in my view, has given their life to servicing others, who's given their life to a particular cause, who has been flexible, who has shown enormous courage, who has seen immense change, who has managed a series of really very challenging and very difficult sets of circumstances that has arisen, and who has always managed to remain relevant. And in Britain, I really think there is only one person who fulfills that, and that person is Queen Elizabeth II. Now, that might surprise some of you that that's my choice, but I think if you really think about what being inspirational truly is and what it truly means, Queen Elizabeth II really embodies so many of those characteristics. And so for me, she is quite simply the most inspirational person that I know and that I can think of. That's not to say that there aren't plenty of other people in my life who inspire me. And as I've said, the vast majority of those people are women. I could talk about people in my sport, in mountain biking, who have really changed the level of competition for women in mountain biking and done more for that sport than probably anybody else. People like Rachel Atherton, who lives locally, actually. So, there are plenty of people who I could talk about. But for me, that person who has given their entire life in service of others, they've seen immense change, shown huge courage and integrity, and always managed to remain relevant. That person has to be Queen Elizabeth II.
On International Women's Day this year, I have chosen a woman who inspired me at the start of my career. For so many women, inspirational women are often women they encounter in their careers, in their home life, or in fact in life in general. They may be the unsung heroines who inspire so many women. My less known and perhaps unsung heroine is a lady called Estella Hindley QC. Her Honour Judge Hindley was the designated family judge for Birmingham throughout my career at the bar. She was called to the bar in 1971. She was appointed a recorder in 1989. She became a Queen's Counsel in 1992 and was appointed as a circuit judge in 1997, the year I started my career. In 2008, she was appointed the designated family judge for Birmingham, the most senior circuit judge role. Very sadly, in August 2018, Estella Hindley died after her long battle against cancer. Why have I chosen her as my inspiration this year? because for me, she epitomised everything that was essential, not just in a judge of the family court, but also as a human being and a woman in life. She was patient, fair, and compassionate. In her court, justice was always seen to be done. And for me, that is one of the key tenets in life. To always be fair, to always be open, just, and compassionate. And Her Honour Judge Hindley QC continues to inspire that in me.
Hi everyone, I'm Elena and I'm the head of the International Committee. And every year on the 8th of March, I think about all the women who were brave and curious enough to refuse to give up science despite being told it wasn't an appropriate field for a woman. They inspire me whenever I'm told the same almost a century later. Not long ago, I learned that Marie Curie was not the only woman who was honoured with an element named after her. Meitnerium element 109 is named after Lise Meitner, a woman who discovered nuclear fission. She was born in 1878 in Austria, where she became the second woman to earn a doctoral degree, despite all the obstacles in her way. By 1912, she was already collaborating with Otto Hahn, who she became lifelong friends with. During the First World War, she was an X-ray technician and a nurse, and after the war, she carried on with her scientific work, isolating and naming protactinium, the newly discovered element 91. However, the Second World War presented a danger to Meitner due to her Jewish descent. In July 1938, she had to escape to the Netherlands and later to Sweden. That same year, whilst on a winter walk with her nephew, Otto Frisch, she deduced that the unusual results of an experiment sent to her by Hahn could be explained by nuclear fission, and the amount of energy produced would be accounted for by the loss in mass. The paper by Frisch and Meitner was published in early 1939, along with a paper with Hahn's experiment. However, Meitner did not receive the Nobel Prize for the discovery of nuclear fission. Hahn got it in 1944, and she never received one, despite being nominated 48 times. When she was approached about joining the Manhattan Project, she refused, saying she won't have anything to do with the bomb, and worked on the construction of the first nuclear reactor in Sweden. She died in 1968. In 1982, the name Meitnerium was approved for element 109. Her legacy is of a woman completely dedicated to her scientific work, loyal to her friends and family, and peaceful in her approach to science.
When I get asked, which women inspire me, I think of my mother, who has helped me to grow and become the person I am today. I think of my nana, who has guided me with her strong morals and values. I think of my teachers, who fulfill me with knowledge and understanding about the issues women face today and in the past. I think of my interests, science, and how women have had such a prominent role in the history and evolution of science that we get taught in schools today. Marie Curie, born in Warsaw, Poland, is an inspiration to me and many other aspiring scientists, known for her contribution to finding the treatment for cancer. She was an innovative woman and discovered radium and polonium. She was a pioneering scientist who was commended for her discoveries, but not appreciated due to her gender at the time. I find it fascinating how Marie defined the stereotypes that women can't be scientists and facilitated the discovery for the human genome, while being a wife, a mother, and most importantly, an individual. Marie and many other women in science truly motivate me to pursue my goals and defy gender norms and stereotypes.